Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining this wonderful live fold. I hope you're keeping well. I don't know whether the chat's working. Let's see. Live chat. There we go. Yeah. Oh, Galen, hello. It is working. That's good to know. Excellent. It's still for me this weird way of showing me. Hello, Adrian. So I see what you're seeing, which isn't very good because I can't fold into the screen. But never mind. I'm going to stop saying about it because I don't actually know how to solve it. Eric, hello. Lovely to have you here. Stephen, fantastic to have you here. Thank you for joining. I was just trying to work out where the next one would be. I'm not quite sure. It will be probably next month, definitely next month. I'm still trying to figure out dates. So if you keep a little eye out on the name of this video, I will put on a date when I can figure that out, if that's okay. I'll be taking a few weeks of leave over Easter, actually. So still trying to figure out when I'll then be in the hospital, when I'm on leave. But anyway, let's just grab today as it is here. I will also be sharing some videos as well online. So I've been recording some to do with cherry blossom, which I hope you will enjoy. So even if it's not a live fold, there'll be something there that you could still engage with, I hope. Hope you've had a good few weeks. Has it been a couple of weeks? So for once, it's been a little bit more regular. Yeah, hope you're enjoying spring and the feel of spring. It just is so good, isn't it? Longer, brighter days and seeing those little buds open. Oh, yes, me too, Eric. There's just such a beautiful, innocent joy seeing flowers, those little buds open. It's just so beautiful. You can feel like life is getting better when it's spring, can't you? Have you seen much cherry blossom yet? We're very lucky. Where we live is actually not far away. I am sure are Japanese cherry trees, and they're just so striking at this time. Beautiful, perfect pink blooms, and then during the autumn, beautiful red leaves, and they're quite amazing. Making rabbits, excellent, Galen. That sounds very Easterish. Well, I don't know whether this is appropriate or not, but I thought I'd bring along a swan. I know it's such a classic thing to do, and I just, at this time of year as well, I just love going down to the river and seeing birds there. And I've been doing a lot less animal folds, as you know. I tend to go more for the slightly abstracty ones as quite calming, but this I just think is beautiful. Oh, yeah, we're really lucky. Pink blossom is out already. So nice. But it'll be so fleeting. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I'll be sharing some. Oh, magnolia's gorgeous too, isn't it? Really lovely. Just, yeah, go and enjoy it because it is so fleeting and that's what it's about. It's lovely to have you both, Claire's. Yeah, thank you for joining. So I thought I'd bring along this animal fold, and actually I've just been enjoying it so much. I've been making a few and just sort of gazing at them, and the more you look at them, the more you can kind of see so many patterns in that and really enjoy the way that the light and shadow forms. So I have again been looking at this book. It's from the 1980s. It looks even older, doesn't it? Oh, plum blossom, gorgeous. Origami in colour. The revolution that things are in colour, that really does feel old. So it's a whole mixture, some traditional, some I don't know where they have come from, to be honest. But there's a nice forward from Sulal Ayatora Sheel. I don't know if any of you know of her. So this is written in the 1980s. And anyway, it includes a swan. I don't know if any of you again know the origin of this. It's not clear. And it does feel like a completely classic one. I've done simpler swans, but this I think has got a nice combination of a tiny bit more detail, which really makes me think of the swan's body, how it shake its tail, and I find this a really charming fold. It's not difficult to do, but there's enough detail in it to be interesting as well. As you know, I tend not to show the very complicated ones because these are very much films for and support for people who would only just be starting. So if you're doing complicated things, you don't need support or help. So yeah. So I hope you'll enjoy this. I am loving this at the moment. It's so beautiful, so elegant. and it's just making me feel really calm and lovely. So possibly for this you might want white. I think it does feel appropriate. Yeah, sometimes less is more. I so agree, Eric. This one I just find delightful. Sometimes the animal folds, you feel it can be too simple or too complicated, but this, to me, feels the right balance of everything. So you can also use some, scrap paper. I'm going to use some scrap paper. Just looking, where is my board? Sorry, I'm just going to go and grab my board somewhere else. I am returning. Yes, I found a board. So yeah, let's make a square. I might do a really big one. So I'm using my scrap paper here. Going to make a nice big square. So obviously you may have origami paper. Maybe you want to do a pattern bird or a colourful bird. It's up to you. But for me, I feel like I do want to do a white swan. So I'm just making my square, making a big one. I do love how animal fold is often a lot of room for manoeuvre. So your animal will look different to mine, and that's great. Yeah, after this one, there's a couple of flowers coming up. So thinking of those buds. So I've got my paper here. Have you got your paper ready? So if it's coloured, then, and you want it coloured, then this would be your coloured. Oh, sorry. No, this would be your white side. So I am going to take the outside and bring it to that, along that middle diagonal line. So I did a diagonal line on the side that you don't want to see. And then I'm doing it from each side, bringing it along that middle line. And I will just wait so that I know that we're all doing this together. There we go. Well, I wonder whether any of you think this swan, could it come from Robert Hartman? I don't know. I wondered whether the swan is such a Japanese thing or whether that's been a Western thing. I think lots of you out there will know a lot more than me on these things. Stephen, do you know? Eric? I don't know if you know these things or not. Any thoughts would be, yeah, Galen, whether you've got any thoughts about the swan folds. It does particularly suit it well, I think. No idea. No. Yeah, there's something about that long neck. Yeah, I realised it was idea. Thank you, Rick. That long neck, the kind of angular folds, the elegance. Origami can have such elegance as well. I just find this adorable. The way the light. I'm just looking at this one so much. The way the light and shadows pass is beautiful. Kira. I see. Yeah, and this is different, isn't it? Because it's very angular and sharp, but I rather like it too. And Akira Yoshizawa, he did a lot more sculptural, weren't they? They were a lot softer, and I think that difference at paper, even though he's the kind of grandfather of modern origami, actually, I don't think people have gone so much that soft way, which I think requires a lot of understanding and very beautiful. So are you all ready? Are you all up to this point? Please give me a thumbs up if you are, and then I will continue. Yep. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, Steve won't be so interested whether it is. I've done a simpler one. This is a tiny bit more to it. So I wonder if it's almost traditional with a tiny bit of an addition. Great. Right, so take it as it is and fold it inwards like so. Yeah, you can see this will become the neck and this will be the back. So happy? Great, lovely. So I'm going to take the side, this bottom edge, you've got it, the kind of tail going up that way, lifting this bottom edge and lining all the way up from the point along there. I think I need the table at this point. just enjoy taking your time. I always encourage you to do that. It's not about getting to that final point, she says, making a nice sharp point, but about giving yourself this time and this care. And then you can enjoy the feel of the paper, the lovely shapes, the contrasts, adding those strong folds. Yeah, like so. So looking like that for you. Again, I will wait until you're ready. I keep looking at the book this time. I haven't memorised it. It is relatively simple, but I think that back bit of a tail is rather nice, actually. Yeah. Lovely. I will wait till we've got a thumbs up. Feels like it could be a good pain. Thank you, Eric. And I hope that your finger's better for folding again. Have you been able to do it? Thanks, Stephen. Much appreciated. So it's, I love the swans up, definitely. So with the animal folds, kind of doing a fold which kind of maps out where you're going. So you sort of do it and then undo it and then sort of tuck it away. Is how I think of it anyway. So I'm going to take the neck area and we want to get it pointing upwards. Oh, good. I'm really glad to hear that. That's wonderful, Eric. Very glad to hear that. So I am taking that long end and I'm bringing it up. It is a guesstimate, honestly. And a little squeeze there. Just thinking how the neck could go up like that. Lovely. So it's really, as I said, it's mapping out because that wouldn't look any good, would it? So once you've done that fold, then opening it up underneath and sort of using those lines to draw it out. And what you're doing is sort of, I guess, getting a symmetrical fold around that symmetrical direction. I really feel stuck for words sometimes on this, but it's good feeling, isn't it? So you can see it's now sort of tucked away. I can show you one more time, just in case any of you have struggled. This is not something we've done much together. So I folded it like that, undid it, opened it up from the bottom, and then pushed upwards and sort of squeezed around there. So it's, hello Alberto, lovely to have you here. We're folding a swan, thinking of how lovely it is to look at birds out there on a river or a lake. It needs a head, doesn't it? So there we go. Are you all good there? I'll assume. Hope you're keeping well, Alberto. Thank you for the swans up, Galen. Much appreciated. Right, we're going to do the head, which is going to be longer than the final head because you kind of want to have a head and then it goes in to form then a beak. So going to just take the top and fold it down. Again, it's a bit of a guesstimate, or it could go forward. It doesn't matter, actually. It's about, again, thinking of this as mapping it out, but it's not your final how it is because it just doesn't work otherwise. So I've done a little squeeze there, like so. We might as well do the rest of the folds and then kind of opening it up and doing it there. So hopefully you've got something like that as a head. Next, we're going to do a sort of a little zigzag, which will be the beak and then tucking in the beak. So let me see. I do feel like I'm very much a learner at this one, but hey, that's no bad thing. So I guess about there, what would that be? About halfway down, a bit more. I'm bending back. As I said, I'm still finding it a little tricky because I can't fold into the camera anymore. So I folded it back and then I'm going to leave behind a little tuck and then fold forward. Something like that. looks in a bit of a bad way, doesn't it? So I'd folded this for the head, and then I folded it back and then forward, leaving behind a little tuck. And then what we'll do in a second is kind of open it up and sort of use those lines to show which direction to go, but you're actually changing the direction. So it covers it on both sides, which is what looks better and will stay well too. Yeah. So let's give that a go. Let's see. So I am bringing down the head. I use that line, I think. Here goes. There we go. So I brought it down. Again, this is something to sort of almost play with. So it was down there, and I opened it up at this side, and then bringing it down, and then squeezing it from both sides. And next we have the beak to do. So again, using this as a guide, really, opening and going with the lines that you've already made. So tucking back and then forward. And there's such room for this to be unique, is the polite way of saying it. So something like that. But you're not happy with the angle, the shape, you can change it. Not sure I am happy with that, but it's good enough. I think you have to learn to appreciate and enjoy whatever it is that's formed. There we go. Yeah, it is pretty. And, you know, if you feel like, oh, the head needs to be a bit longer, then you can fold it a bit longer or whatever you'd like there. Each time it's a bit different. These are the heads for me before. Yeah, each time a little bit different. So has that worked so far? I mean, it's almost there, but there's one more detail, which is the back, which I think is really rather lovely and really makes me think of the swan. That shape, I think, is just brilliant. For the tail, I can just imagine how they have such a strong kind of tail, don't they? So let's make that. So that's the last detail from this diagram. Is this so far, Stephen, is this the sort of traditional? Or I would imagine it's traditional with a few details added, but I actually don't know. So I'm going to take this top edge and fold it to this line, like so. There we go. Strong fold. Do say if you want me to repeat anything. So it's that top edge, and I'm lining it up there. So bringing it down. Oh, interesting. And opening this up. So, I mean, it could be obviously from the person who wrote the book. I really tried to find out who that person was, or if they could be contacted. I couldn't easily find it, so I did try. Well, it seems to be a mixture of traditional and fairly simple newer ones. So kind of opening it up. Next, I want you to push this inward along those lines that you've got. So you've got those lines there. So it's going in, but obviously that would be quite a low down tail. So now taking that tail and lifting it up in the middle. So it was up here. I folded that line by bringing that down there. I opened it up. I then tucked it down entirely. Tucked it away. And then our final step, we're almost there, is to take this back end, kind of lifting up in the middle. And what I want you to do is to bring it up to the point that it sticks out And I quite like how it can leave this little bump, but it's up to you how much you want that. Again, it's that variation really. And a squeeze like that. Oh, well, it's all recorded, so you can easily catch up. And I've also made a film for this already as well, so you can definitely catch up. So there we go. So do you reckon, Stephen, it may be like that model that you mentioned? Maybe. So maybe more than the tradition. I don't know. But I really liked it. It feels like it's got a good level of detail, good level of structure. Not too difficult. It's lovely to look at. As I said, I'm really enjoying it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this is the book. I don't know whether any of you know this. I just picked it up in a charity shop. Real mixture of things. Showing a scene there. Well, yes. I hope you've enjoyed that, and maybe you can make a few swans to just float around in wherever it is that you live, and hope you enjoy it. It kind of brings my mind to a sort of a calm, watery place. They're full of elegance and beauty. Thank you. Yeah, please do make one. Oh, I saw some swans yesterday. Yeah, I love it when you see a little baby one perched in the back. So I'm trying to figure out when I will be back, whether it's a couple of weeks or whether it's more than that. I'm not sure. Excellent. Oh, so I will be back. Yeah, I'll have to let you know. So if you just look at the title of this, maybe it's going to be at least 2 weeks. It may be a little while. Oh wow, blue swan with a pink stripe. I love it. That must be quite interesting. So happy folding, and there will be a film released again, I think in a couple of weeks, just under a couple of weeks time, which will be, I think, some cherry blossoms. So enjoy that, and I'll hopefully see you soon, either in a couple of weeks or it may be more like a month. We'll have to see. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, Alberta. That's very kind. Happy folding, and enjoy your graceful swans. Bye bye. Take care. Bye bye.